I am Ratika Roy Bhattacharya. I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Study Together with Ratika. In the last video, we discussed about transportation in plants. Till now, we have discussed three major life processes, that is nutrition, respiration and transportation. Today, we are going to discuss excretion in humans as well as in plants. So, let me brief you about the topic. Excretion. It is the process through which the elimination of waste products takes place from our body. Waste products can be nitrogenous waste and other salts. Now we see here, this is the diagram of our excretory system. Two kidneys are present which are of bean shape and they are reddish brown in color. A pair of ureter that takes the filtrate which is filtered in the kidney to the urinary bladder. In urinary bladder, the urine is stored for some time and then through the urethra, it goes out of the body. Now, if you see here, the tubular structures are present. First one, this red color, if you are able to see, this is renal artery. This renal artery carries blood from all the parts of our body to the kidneys. In the kidney, the filtration takes place. The pure blood goes away from the kidney through the renal vein, this blue colored tubular structure. So, after this, in the kidney, the filtration takes place. After the filtrate is formed, that is eliminated out from the kidneys to the ureters and from ureter to the urinary bladder. Now, this kidney is composed of 1.0 to 1.2 millions of nephrons. Nephrons are the basic structural and functional unit of kidneys, right? And this term renal is used with respect to kidney. Now, we know that the excretory products can be any, like ammonia, urea or uric acid. So, there are different types of organisms in which these products are eliminated. So, on the basis of type of nitrogenous waste that are excreted out, three types of organisms are there. Ammonotelic, then ureotelic and uricotelic. Ammonotelic organisms mainly eliminate nitrogenous waste like ammonia, which is highly soluble in water. That is why ammonotelic organisms are mostly aquatic animals. The next type is ureotelic. Ureotelic means those organisms who eliminate urea as the basic nitrogenous waste. For example, humans. Uricotelic are those organisms who eliminate uric acid as the main excretory or product. The examples can be birds. Now you see, this is the structure of a single nephron. Like this, about 1.2 millions of nephrons are present in a single kidney. Right? So this type of twisted structure is present inside the kidney and here the main filtration takes place. This is afferent arteriole and this one is efferent arteriole. The difference between them is afferent brings blood to the kidney for filtration and after filtration the efferent arteriole takes away the blood from the kidney to other parts of our body. Now, one more difference you can see, the afferent is thicker than the efferent because the afferent brings blood with high pressure and there is no such pressure in the blood that is going away. So, this one has thin walls as compared to the afferent arteriole. Then, this cup-shaped structure is known as Bowman's capsule where the filtration takes place. This twisted intertwined part, this coiled part is known as glomerulus, right? From this region to this region, it is known as PCT. PCT means proximal convoluted tubule. This U-shaped structure is known as loop of Henle. The last part, this one from here to here, it is known as DCT, that is distal convoluted tubule. Then this DCT joins to the main duct. First of all, the afferent arteriole brings blood to the kidneys. Here the filtration takes place. Sometimes what happens, here the filtration takes place. Along with the harmful substances, some useful products like amino acids, salts and water also gets eliminated out. And our body never wants such useful products to eliminate out. That is why we have PCT, loop of Henle and DCT, which absorbs the useful components with the help of small capillaries which are intertwining these surfaces. Because of the process of diffusion, the useful products like amino acids, salts and water get absorbed here, and the waste product which is present inside the loop, this goes to the main duct. Now, what does this indicate? Now you see, this is a single nephron and this is connecting to the main duct. In this way, many nephrons are there which are getting connected to these ducts. Now this main duct opens up into the ureter. Now I will show you with the help of a diagram again. You see here, these are the ureters. Now ureters have the function to bring the urine to the urinary bladder. In the urinary bladder, the urine can be stored for some time. We have sphincter muscles at the base of the urinary bladder which controls the urge to pass the urine. It can control the urine for several hours also, and from the urethra the urine is eliminated out of the body. This act of passing of urine is known as micturition. This is about the excretory system in humans. In plants, the excretory system is not that complicated like in humans. Transpiration is one of the methods through which the waste products are eliminated out. We know that at the margin of the leaves, water droplets are present. These water droplets, along with other harmful products, get eliminated out of the plant body through the process of transpiration. Then we know that the dried leaves that fall off, that is also one of the method of excretion. Then excess amount of CO2 and oxygen are also eliminated out through stomata that we studied in the process of nutrition also. So gaseous exchange takes place in stomata, with the help of which CO2 and oxygen gets exchanged and the extra amount of gases are eliminated out. The last topic is about hemodialysis. Artificial kidney is a kidney which is used when our kidneys fail to work. Sometimes due to an injury or restricted flow of blood into the kidneys, our kidneys are not able to perform their function properly. That is why the function of kidneys are performed by artificial kidneys. The process is known as hemodialysis, or normally we call it as dialysis. In this process, there is a tank which is filled with dialyzing liquid. It is composed of many number of tubes. These tubes are semi-permeable. For example, this is the human body. The blood from the human passes to this tank. Now this tank already contains dialyzing liquid. The blood, which is full of nitrogenous wastes, all the nitrogenous wastes are eliminated out into this tank through the help of these tube-like structures. And the blood, the purified blood without nitrogenous wastes, again enter into the body of the patient. It has an outlet through which the liquid, which is full of nitrogenous waste, can be collected in a pouch or in a container. Now, there is a difference between this artificial kidney and the natural kidney. In natural kidney, we have PCT, loop of Henle and DCT, which again absorbs the useful products if any production is taking place. But in this artificial kidney, there is no such mechanism. It cannot reabsorb any useful product which is also there in the blood. That is why the artificial kidneys cannot perform the way our natural kidneys perform. But yes, in order to survive for several years, this process can be helpful. So this was all about the process of excretion. Thanks for watching the video. If you appreciate my work, please like, share and subscribe.